And look at how we're going to use the Torvium band to restore it. So I'm going to use a medium band. What people tend to do is use a perio probe to measure from the base of the cavity up, and then they can use that to measure how big a band they need. They just want it to be about 1 mil to 2 mils above the margin ridge. I tend to just eyeball it and maybe go with a medium and then work from there, maybe a greater curved band if I need it, or a large or a small. Okay, so we want to place this band without deforming the matrix is the key to keep that contact profile. And a couple of ways you can do it: either slide it from the incisal edge down, or you can bring it in from the buckle, which can be helpful. So I just use tweezers to do this, if I'm honest. So I've just come from the occlusal and roll it down, and I'm doing that without creating any deformation. And again, it's easier to do because we've got these lovely hardened steel bands. Look at that. It's going to create that gorgeous anatomical profile. So you can go in that way, or sometimes it's easier, sometimes a bit more fiddly. You can come from the buckle in, and that can be a nice way of doing it without getting any deformation. Okay, once it's in place, you're going to do what we want to wedge it. And having tried everything, you know, we sell some plastic wedges, or you can get plastic wedges, but I like to use a wooden wedge almost all of the time, so I can place that and get a really nice firm wedge on it. And honestly, much more environmentally friendly, and they're much cheaper, and they work really well. So don't feel you have to use what's in the kits. We can mix and match. It's all about the principles of what we're trying to do with a sectional band. And again, let's just have a look at that. Can you see the difference from that to the circumferential band we used earlier, in that we've got that real nice curve back on itself, the contact point of the adjacent teeth in the middle of the contact area. Okay. The standard ring, which is just 2 prongs, so it looks really basic, but it's a really useful ring. And I'll show you how we place it. So we start from the mesium, open it nice and wide, and you do need to get some ring forceps to place any of the rings, I would say, and it's much safer, and you can get them from the site. So that's one thing you do need, is some ring forceps. Don't need too many things. But you go open it up, bring it from the mesial, and you're going to bring it in. Okay, and I like to place it here. So I like to place it away from the cavity, outside the wedge, and then place it. And what that's going to do is squeeze the wedge into the band and help seal slightly and stop it from coming out. And the good thing about these wedges is they put all the pressure around the wedge area rather than kind of at the top here, and that means it's much less likely to deform the band. So they still have a massive place, these rings, and that can be very useful. Downside is sometimes they're a little bit unstable in the mouth, and then maybe if they're not sitting properly or moving, then you might have to use another one. And that goes for all rings.